I am the social media assistant with Plum Deluxe, and as I was saying, I will be doing a demonstration of all the sweets that we carry in our shop and also how to sweeten your tea. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually put on some water to boil so that I can make myself some tea. And I'll tell you about the different sugars and sweeteners that we carry while that's boiling up. So there's a lot of ways to sweeten tea, of course. I mean, even with, we have sugars, we have honeys, but there are other creative ways to sweeten tea as well, which we can talk about. But to start, I'll just go through what we do carry. And one of the very popular ones, actually, we had to grab this from our staff basket because we are out. We're still getting some more in. This is very popular sweetener. It's our vanilla sugar dust. So this is real vanilla bean in here with organic sugar. So vanilla bean, organic cane sugar mixture that's really, really awesome for most of your teas. So I really like this in our comfort blend, which is an orange cinnamon black tea, and coconut a la creme is also really, really good. A lot of our vanilla teas, if you want to bring out even more vanilla flavors, this is great for that. So, of course, just like a spoonful, sweeten to your tastes. You can add a pinch of it. You can have as, however sweet you like your tea. Now this is actually my favorite sugar that we carry, and it is our maple dust sugar. So this is a coconut sugar, and it has some dried maple syrup as well, so real maple syrup. It's dehydrated. So that coconut sugar together with the maple syrup is really, really good for black teas. I love this in our porch sippin' pecan, which is I tell everyone that's my favorite Plum Deluxe tea that we carry. It's already a nutty taste, and so this maple sugar really adds to that and brings out, especially for nutty teas, is really good at bringing and highlighting those nutty flavors. The coconut sugar itself adds kind of a toastiness like you might find in brown sugars, and it has earthy undertones. So it's a really, really nice blend, and I highly recommend it, but I wouldn't put it in your lighter, more delicate teas. I would save this more for your black teas. It's also really good for baking, to make like a maple, like for breads and things. You can, have sugar glaze and things like that. So if you're a baker, this is really, really awesome, not only for your tea, but for your baked goods. So let's do our honey dust. So this is made from cane sugar and raw honey, and it's a lot like honey itself is good for a lot of floral types. This will really go in most teas, and it will dissolve in iced teas and things like that. So if you like just like regular sugar, it'll just dissolve right up. I like this in buttery shortbread. It's an herbal tea that we carry. It's a dessert tea. It's really good. A little honey dust in there. Also our full moon chai. Making chai lattes, a little honey dust is amazing. Let's see here. So we carry these tea sugar rocks, which are perfect if you don't want to change the flavor of your tea. This will sweeten it without changing the original blend, and that's nice because a lot of work goes into blending those teas. The tea maker has an idea, has kind of a symphony of flavors going in, and we always recommend just trying it on its own before you even put any sweeteners in, just to appreciate that flavor. And then of course you could adjust to your taste. But if you want to add that sweetener, but you not have like the maple taking over or a different flavor taking over, this is really, really, really good. So it's amber rock cane sugar, 100% amber rock cane sugar. And just to put You know, a few rocks in as needed, as your taste allows, and it's great. All right, I'm going to pour my tea in. I'll talk about these next ones. So I am going to do Custard Apple Herbal Tea, which has green rooibos, apple pieces, rose petals, I never really know how to say this, cherimoya essence, and love and gratitude, which we put on all of our labels. So it's an herbal, there's no caffeine. So it's a really nice tea for the evening. I'm gonna put, this is our forget-me-not mug. It's really pretty, and I have our celestial, or not our celestial, excuse me, our Victorian infuser in here as well, which is a nice mesh infuser. So I'm just gonna plop a few spoonfuls in here. Boop. There's nice big apple chunks in there. So we got really pretty blends. Earlier, Andy did a workshop on mindfulness, and one of the things is to look at your tea, take a moment and appreciate that. It's really easy to appreciate when there's a lot of colors going on, a lot of elements. Herbals are great for that. Okay, I'm gonna let that just brew for a bit, and I'll talk to you about our honey sticks, which are orange blossom. So they just come into like the single serving honey that you can just squeeze into your tea. And it is sourced from Oregon. That's where we are based. We're based in Portland. So we do try to source locally as much as we can. And a lot of our ingredients do come from local farms. And that's one source is for our honey is from Oregon. So again, honeys are really good for floral. They're good for any tea. Like, they're very versatile, but for bringing out floral notes without overwhelming, whereas some of the other sugars might overwhelm your more delicate teas, honey is great. And I'm gonna talk about our honey drops pretty soon. I'll just talk about it now, and then I'm gonna put one in and I'll kind of show you what it looks like. So we have two kinds of honey drops. We have our vanilla, so it's filtered, purified, spring water, raw sugar, raw honey, vanilla extract, and of course, love and gratitude. So we have vanilla, and we also have orange blossom honey drops. And these are amazing. Of course, you just plop them in your tea and they dissolve. That's really all you need to do. You can stir it around a bit. You can also just eat them. Like, they're really good. They are a candy as well. So sometimes you can drop one in your tea and you're waiting for it all to, come together, and you can just pop one in your mouth too. So this is an extra treat. Yeah, I'm a fan. Yeah, I think that's kind of, I wanted to talk about our cocoa too, which is new this season. We just got it in this last month. And this is vegan, it's dairy free, and creamy and delicious, as it says on the front here. So really good stocking stuffer for the season. And it also comes in this cute tin, which has our colors, this purple and orange plaid tin. And this, if you want to add some extra sugars into this or anything like that, you could absolutely do that. Add it to whole milk, add it to non-dairy milk, whatever floats your boat. I tried a bit of it the other day. It's really, really good. I like it a lot. So something for the holidays. All right, let's see here. It's probably been maybe 3 minutes. We'll see.
15 seconds.
Oh, 15 seconds, still 3 minutes. Oh, I'm nice. Glad to have Kieran, because I have no concept of time. So I'm gonna unwrap, again, this is the vanilla honey drop. We also have orange. It's really sticky. It is made of honey. So be aware of that. All right.
Tea time.
Tea time. Awesome. So I'm taking out our infuser. It does, our Victorian infuser does come with this handy basket, which is really nice. So you don't, if you're messy like me, don't drip it all over your furniture. I'm just gonna drop it right in. I'll show you first. It's kind of a nice, you know, honey color. Wow. Who would have thought? But yeah, so it's really nice. Square, and of course, like I said, you could just pop it in your mouth if you want. Yeah, just drop it in there. I'm kind of sticky now. I should have gotten a wet towel, but I got this, so I'll do that. All right. Let's let it dissolve a bit. I can already feel it dissolving some. If you have questions, let me know. Again, there's a lot, we have a lot of blogs on our website about how you can sweeten tea and creative ways to sweeten your tea. You know, like some creative ways for iced tea especially is fruit. So making ice cubes out of fruit is a really good way to get natural sugars to sweeten your tea if you want to stay away from, you know, the cane sugars or overly processed sugars. Agave syrup, again, that's a good way to cut back on the processed sugars, but you have to be careful with it because it can get too sweet. It's a very sweet substance. So, but yeah, we have a lot of information on our blog. You can go to our website and then there's the Learn tab, and you pull that down and you can go to recent articles, and you can also search anything in our search engine. It does default to our products, but if you click over to articles, then it'll bring up, for example, if you're searching like honey, and you click articles, it'll bring up like how, you know, how to sweeten your tea with honey or anything like that. So we have a lot of resources on our website. Like we are getting dissolved here. In there, yeah. I'm gonna take a little sip. That's really good. Again, I'm drinking our Custard Apple, which is a really nice herbal. It's fruity, and I don't usually tend towards florals or fruities, but this is, I like the teas with apple in it, and I really love our pears and cinnamon, which is, it just tastes just like that, just like warmed up pears with like a cinnamon sprinkle. And I used to have similar things for dessert when I was growing up. So it's very comforting and kind of reminds me of cozy days at home. So this is really nice. It's really nice with the honey too. I actually have never put a honey drop into the Custard Apple, and I like it a lot. It really adds to the flavor. I think it kind of brings out the apples, but with like a sweet note, sweet edge to it. So let me know if you have questions. I'm happy to answer anything I can, and you can drop them in the comments, and Kieran will whistle in my ear. And you feel free to talk about what you use to sweeten your teas if you have creative ideas. Of course, milks and different creamers sweeten tea as well. We don't carry any creamers at the moment, but you know, Kieran just made us some London Fogs earlier with oat milk, and if you missed their tea latte masterclass, we'll have that recorded. We're recording everything so we can put it up on our site later. So there'll be lots of resources there on how to make tea lattes. And we already have a lot of tea latte recipes and video how-tos on our website and in our blogs and on our social media. If you go to videos on Facebook, or if you go to IGTV on Instagram, or if you go to YouTube, there's lots of recipes for that, and we'll get a little, and just, you know, how to make different infusions, tea infusions and things like that.
Sarah wants to know if we will bring back the Blackberry infused rock sugar.
Oh yes. I actually wasn't at Plum Deluxe when we carried that, but I saw it on an old blog, and I was like, that sounds really good. That's a Kieran and Andy question, so I'm just gonna look over.
I mean, like, new workshop, who dis? Who knows what will happen now that we have more space to do things like that.
Exactly. So. Yeah, we just moved into a new building and we have so much more space to carry products. So yeah, maybe the Blackberry rock sugar is something we will bring back, and we'll have the capacity to do so. Was it Blackberry or?
Yeah, it was a Blackberry rock sugar. It was really good. Like, yeah. I hope we bring it back. But I don't know.
Sounds amazing. So yeah, and that'd be so good for your cocktails too.
I know, right?
Yeah. Oof.
So good at cocktails.
Yum. Yeah, Sarah. Well, Sarah, I vote yes. I cannot guarantee it will happen, but it has my vote.
Right. Yeah, that would be really good.
Yeah, that sounds so nice. I am just like loving this tea right now. I'm very content.
Oh, Sarah says that the Blackberry tea was really good in Meadowwalk.
Oh, yeah. I can see that being really good in Meadowwalk with like the blueberries and just the herbs in it. Yeah, and then add some blackberry sugar. Ooh, yeah. That would be like a little garden paradise in your mouth.
I don't see any questions on how to sweeten tea or anything like that.
Oh, cool. Well, Kieran and I will be hanging out, so if you want to ask questions about anything, feel free. Oh, wait.
Oh, we have a question.
We have a question. Ding, ding, ding.
Stephanie wants to know, is there a good way to sweeten cold brew?
Yes. So, I mean, I was saying before, for cold brew, the vanilla dust is really good, and it dissolves right in, so you don't really have to do too much. Cold brew also, I mean, you can use like simple syrup and stuff too, and you can use our sugars to make simple syrup. And if you've never made simple syrup before, it's really easy. You just use like for example, it's just equal parts water with sugar. So for example, a 4th cup water with a 4th cup sugar, and you boil it until it all dissolves and makes simple syrup. So that's really good for cold brew, so that when you brew it strong, you will want to brew your cold brew extra strong so that taste comes through. Then you can add the simple syrup, or you can just add like the vanilla dust to just sweeten it up a little bit, because simple syrup can get pretty sweet.
And if you prefer honey, or you need a vegan option and want to do the maple dust, which is vegan, those both actually dissolve really well in cold liquids.
Yes, so maple dust dissolves well, the vanilla sugar dust dissolves well. Yeah. I mean, you could put some honey sticks in there too, like.
But like the liquid honey doesn't dissolve as well, just like liquid maple syrup doesn't dissolve very well.
Yeah, for cold brew.
So the dust is a great way to do it, and it's less messy.
Yes, yes, exactly. So yeah, that's what we recommend, is definitely those dusts that dissolve nicely.
I now have dust in the wind.
Dust in the wind. All it is honey dust and tea. I'll work on my parody of Dust in the Wind for vanilla dust.
Stephanie says thank you.
You're so welcome. If anyone else has questions, let me know. And otherwise, thank you all for joining for this how-to of sweetening your tea. And again, we'll be hanging out, so you can hang out with us and chat. You can talk tea, talk whatever. We're pretty happy-go-lucky, so we're happy to chat. I'll hang out here for a little bit and then just go over to my Zoom booth. Cool.
I think you're good.
All right. Bye, everyone. I'll be on Zoom still, but I'm gonna go to a different location. Thanks for joining.